Welcome back to CoMind Sense Podcast. The situation that almost broke me actually changed the way I look at life. So, just recently, and by recently I mean last week, I went through a situation that was publicly humiliating. It made me feel embarrassed, ashamed. I really thought the world was ending. And so, with this situation, about 3 years ago, I ended up talking to someone going to their house. So, long story short, they were not divorced. They were separated, which I was told they were divorced. So, went over there, chilled with them, and long story short, now we're here today. I show up in a Facebook post on the ring camera, and the ex-wife is saying, he was bringing women into the house. And now during that time, she was not staying there, and I knew that because hey, I was around the house. It was more so a chill moment. He gave me a tour around his house, stuff like that. But long story short, everyone's gonna have their own perspective about the situation. I can't do nothing about how other people think. But the thing is, we're talking about how I felt during that moment and situation. So the person worked at my job, and a workplace, my workplace is very big. And so, of course, with a big workplace, things spread like wildfire. So that fed and that fueled the fire of how I felt. Not only were people that didn't even work at that place new, but my job place definitely spread it fast and added fuel to the fire. And that definitely tore me down. I'm not going to lie. I was really messed up about the situation. I was down. I was really down. I was down for a couple of days actually. I took some days off of work. It definitely hit me. And but then, I had to understand, if you think your situation bad, look at the next person. There are plenty of other people that probably went, well, I'm not going to say probably. There are actually people at my workplace as well that has went through things that were publicly humiliating, and they'll walk around like they don't care. Meanwhile, I was beating myself up about this situation. But one thing I had to realize is that it's not the situation itself. It's really all about how you look at life when it comes to things like that. So I had to realize that situation didn't define me. It didn't. Now, did the situation try to portray me as a person that was involved in adultery? Yes. Did it try to make me feel like I was the bad person or try to picture me as in being in the wrong? It did. Or I'm not even going to say picture me as being in the wrong. Did it try to, picture me as being this bad person? It did. But keyword, tried to and pictured. Just based off a 5-second clip of me in front of a doorbell camera literally made me feel like, or even to other people, it showed other people that, well, it just invited other people to have their own opinion about the whole situation or about what I was doing. And yeah, so I definitely did feel some type of way about that. I beat myself up about it. I did all of that. But like I said, it's not about the situation. It's not about others' perspective. It's not about what others said. It's not about none of that. It's not even about the person that even posted it. It's all about how I viewed it and how I view life as a whole. So the thing is, that situation didn't define me. That situation did not define who I am, but that situation did become a part of my story because that was a tragic event for me. It may have not been big to everyone else, or some people have went through stuff like that. So hey, it's no big deal. But for me, it was a big deal, and that's okay for it to have been a big deal for me. So with that, it's all about the way I looked at it. So I had to really sit back and look at that situation. And when I sat back and really evaluated not the situation, once I sat back and looked at life as a whole during that time, I had other accomplishments going on. I had other things going on that I should have been grateful for. I had just finished my second semester of school maintaining a 4.0. I had just got granted a permanent employment at my second job. And I'm currently and still working with my podcast. I didn't let that stop me from creating content. I was still posting my reels on Instagram. I was still posting my YouTube shorts. I was still posting TikTok. So I didn't. Yeah, you can't let situations like that define you. It may be a situation y'all are stuck in. And so, if there's a situation that you are stuck in right now or a tragic situation that happened to you, don't let that define you. Don't. Because the thing is, and something that I'm also learning right now too, that a lot of people have told me, people go based off of you. Yes, it has something to do with you, but people go based off of you. So if you're going about the situation and I'm not going to say you don't care about it, but if you're holding your head up, staying strong, and not making it all about others, not making others have that say so, you're going to be okay. You're going to be able to push through. See, in situations in life, when we go through things, you're never going to be 100% afterwards. That's just the God honest truth. You're never going to be 100% after you go through a tragic situation in life. You can only get better. And I mean, of course, you can stay in it or choose to get worse. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about moving forward and getting better. So when you go through a situation in life, your goal should be to get better afterwards. So with this situation, I had to look at life. And the way I looked at life, I had to sit back and look at life and be like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be down in this forever. I don't. So when I sit back and looked at life, I had to look at all the good things I had going for myself and how these people do not know me. A little clip that tried to portray me as a person that was involved in an affair, instead of letting that get me down, these people don't know me. The person that even posted it don't even know me. These people don't know me. They don't know what I have going on. So I had to make the ultimate decision to step away from that and just gather myself together and get myself together. Because these people do not know me. They only know what they see. And no matter how much I can explain or say, these people are only worried about what they have seen. So when it comes to life, look at it differently. We have to stop looking at life and depending on others. We have to stop looking at life and depending on others. We have to stop looking at life and depending on others' reactions. We have to stop looking at life and depending on what others think. Once you change the way that you look at life, things get a whole lot better. Because once you change the way your life is viewed, that mindset, you change your mindset from how your life is viewed, you look at things differently, but in a positive way. Because you really get down and look at things that you've actually done. Once you change your perspective in life, you give yourself grace. You actually get to see the things you've accomplished, big or small. You start to notice that. And you start looking at life differently and appreciating the small things. And the bad things don't seem so bad after that. So a situation that was brought to me to tear me down actually built me up in a whole nother way of confidence. I'm not 100% off that situation. I would definitely be telling the story if I said I was 100%. I'm not 100% off that situation at all. I'm still learning from it, still grasping things from it. But one thing I have learned is that this is your life. Everyone else is just living in it. Take control of your life. Look at your life in grace and give yourself grace for every good thing, little or big, that you have going on. So yeah, that situation, it tore me down, it messed me up, but I bounced back and realized I still need to give myself grace and celebrate myself for my other accomplishments. I didn't let that get me down. I just looked at life, it's always something that has to try to get you down. Once you start changing, once you start with yourself, and once you start learning yourself, and once you start growing and changing, the things that used to rock you can't rock you anymore. So you're going to have situations in life that come about that are going to be worse than the others because you have to find something. They have to find something new. The devil has to find something new to get to you. He has to. Because the same things that once worked don't work anymore. So he has to find something new. But yeah, with this situation, hey, If y'all are going through a situation right now and you don't know whether to turn left or right, stop, take a moment, and look at your perspective of life. Focus on your perspective of your own life. Ask yourself where you at. Look at the other things that you have going on. You may have children. Your children, as long as they still have clothes on their back and they're happy, that's something to be happy about. You may still have a great job. You may have other stuff going on in life, but you still have a great job that you like going to. That's something to be happy about. You could have just finished school, graduated. That's something to be happy about. It's just the way you look at it. It's not about everyone else. It's about the way you look at your life. It's about the way you perceive your life. You have to be the one to perceive your life in a positive aspect in order for you to see changes within your life and to feel better on the inside. You have to look at your life differently. The way you look at your life, you have to perceive it in a different way. And the way you look at life and the way you look at your situations definitely help you guide through them. I'm talking about it just helps you sail through them so smoothly. When you start looking at things in a positive way and just looking at them based on your own perspective, based on your own aspect, based on your own narrative. Because this is your life. Take it back or it's yours. Let's not worry about how everyone else react. Let's not worry about how everyone else respond. What the truth that you know? Because everyone always going to have something to say. And true enough, no one is in a great predicament in life where anyone can say anything about the next. But guess what? They still do it, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can fight everyone that come across. You can try to, go off, cuss everyone out that come across that got something to say. But it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. Anything you could be going through in life, you have to stop and look at it differently. Let's not look at it in a negative way. Let's look at it as in, okay, I'm going through this for a reason. But what else do I have? You always got to look at the good part about it. And true enough, sometimes that's what life's about. Looking at the good part. Okay, yeah, I got this going on, but what's good? Compare and contrast. Yeah, I may not be in the best situation right now, but what good do I have going on? Yeah, I probably just went through this breakup, but what good do I have going on? Yeah, this rumor going around at work, but what good do I have going on that these people don't know? And then why would you even have to broadcast the good things that you have going on? Like I said, people are going to have something to say regardless. You could be going through a bad breakup. You could have lost your job. People are gonna look at it like, oh dang, she got this and that going on, or he got this and that going on. But you could be just accomplishing, like I said, graduating. You could have just gotten a brand new job. You could have just met a person that makes you feel like you're the only person in the world. Your life is not based on what everyone else thinks. Your life is not broadcast to cater to what everyone else thinks. This is your life. Life doesn't always get easier. Sometimes you simply become stronger because you learn to see it differently. Thank you for listening to CoMind Sense Podcast.